If you're like many patients I see every week, you want to tune in because I'm very sure that at some point you've had one of these questions for your primary care doctor. And if you don't have one, I'm pretty sure you've wondered about it at some point, maybe even at least once. This week, I'm addressing 3 common questions I get every week. As a family doctor, I encounter a wide array of concerns. In the same day, I can see someone with high blood pressure, and then asthma, then diabetes, then hormones, you name it. The list goes on and on. But over and over again, despite the wide spectrum of concerns that I encounter and address, these 3 keep coming up over and over again. Can I stop my blood pressure medicine? Can you check me for everything? Or what supplements should I take? These are very important questions, and they have significant consequences depending on the path that you choose. So today, I'm answering all of them right here, right now. Welcome to Fuller Living, your space for empowerment, inspiration, and practical health nuggets. Here you'll find relatable guidance that fits your everyday life as you journey to a fuller and healthier you. I'm your host, Dr. Ashitey. Let's dig in. Welcome back to Fuller Living, wherever you're listening in from today. As always, I'm so glad to have you here. You are investing time into your health. This is one of the most important things in your life. Without your health, nothing else matters. This week, I'm answering 3 common questions I get as a doctor. 1, can I stop my blood pressure medicine? 2, Doc, can you check me for everything? And 3, what supplements do I really need to take? Though these 3 questions may not be related, there's a common theme or lesson that really ties them together. Here's how we're going to do this episode. I'm going to walk you through each question one at a time. And then I'm going to share some body of evidence that we have and what it says about it. And I'll talk to you or share with you what I would usually tell my patients during an office visit. By the end of this episode, my hope is that you're going to walk away with something that is better than more. You will walk away with clarity. But before I continue, it is very important that I put this disclaimer out. This advice does not override what your doctor has to say to you because your doctor knows your personal history. It's always a great idea to run these ideas past your PCP. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the first question. Can I stop my blood pressure medicine? This is a big one. Someone gets started on medicine, they make some lifestyle changes, maybe lose a little bit of weight. Their numbers naturally and appropriately come down. At the next visit, they look at me with hopeful eyes. Hey, doc, can I stop my blood pressure medicine now? I understand the hope. Nobody wants to be on medicines forever, and I get that. In fact, I feel that because I'm human as well. But here's the honest truth about this one. For most people, high blood pressure is truly a long-term condition. The medication isn't curing it, it's managing it. And that's not a bad thing. That management is a big deal because it's preventing target organ damage, like heart failure, kidney failure, even vascular dementia. So yes, even though it's not a cure for the high blood pressure itself, it's managing it in a very important way. So when your numbers look great, it's not a sign that the problem is gone altogether, not necessarily. It just means that the treatment is working. I say this to patients all the time. Your good numbers are the medication doing its job. It's not proof that you no longer need it. So if you stopped, for most people, your blood pressure is going to naturally climb back up. You feel fine, but silently, the high blood pressure is doing its quiet damage in the background, and that accumulates after a while. Now, is it ever possible to come off? For some people, yes. I've taken several people off blood pressure medications. In fact, I did it just last week. But you have to be the right candidate. The ones who usually succeed are those who've done other things in addition to taking their medications. So their numbers are usually not just okay, they're on the lower side. These aren't people who were just on meds for a while. They're those who either lost some weight or made some changes, like decreased salt in their diet, they exercise regularly. But for most people, stopping is not the right option. In fact, when researchers followed people who stopped their blood pressure medication, most of them were back in the high range within a year. And within a couple of years, only 1 in 4 people still had their blood pressure well controlled. So, for most people, the odds of staying off are just not in your favor. You have to be very careful about stopping blood pressure medication. And it must be done under the supervision and guidance of your doctor. Because there are certain medications that if you stop them immediately, you can have a rebound increase in your blood pressure that can seriously increase the risk of a stroke or a heart attack. The right way is having a plan, and you and your doctor make that decision together. All right? So, the honest answer to can I stop my blood pressure medication is maybe. For a few people, it can work with a plan and close monitoring. But for most people, the goal isn't getting off the medication. The goal is protecting your future, the future version of you that you envision that doesn't have heart failure or kidney disease. And sometimes the medication is exactly what that future needs. Now to the second question. Doc, can you check me for everything? I really love this one. Person comes in. I usually will ask, hey, what brings you in today? How can I serve you? How can I be of help? They'll say, hey, doc, I'm just here to make sure everything's good. Check me for everything. And they usually mean run all the tests, check for every disease possible, throw in a full MRI if you can. And I get it. It feels responsible, right? Checking for everything, making sure you're good. You've got the insurance, so make sure it works for you. But here's the thing. Sometimes that thought may be even driven by fear, but generally, I get the good thought behind it. Here's the honest truth. More testing is not the same as better care. Let's not confuse the two. Checking everything can actually sometimes be harmful. Let me explain. Research shows that given generally healthy people a whole panel of general tests doesn't do what we expect it to. It doesn't positively affect the outcomes that matter, like longevity or better health. It doesn't touch them. Extensive testing without purpose doesn't help us live longer, and it doesn't lower our risk of heart disease or other conditions. The value is never in the volume of tests that you do. The value is doing the right test. Here's what happens when you check everything. You find things, and a lot of times, not the right things. Not all the things that you find are actually real problems. Some of them are false alarms or false positives. A number comes back and it's slightly off, and you feel completely fine. But now that we found it, it's a flag and we got to do something about it, right? That one flag then sends us down a whole road for another test, another scan, maybe a procedure, even a surgery that can increase your risk that you didn't have before. And at the end of it, often there was nothing wrong with you to begin with. We even find things that technically exist, but were never going to cause trouble in your life. But once you see them, you can't unsee them. So now we're chasing something that was never really a threat to you. That's the quiet harm of doc, check me for everything. It's not that the testing is bad, it's that testing without a reason creates worry, creates cost, sometimes real risk in someone who was healthy all along. So, what do I actually recommend? I recommend targeted care, screening that is personalized to you, your age, your personal health history, your family history, your actual risk. There are specific proven checks that genuinely help at the right time. So, certain cancer screenings, like mammograms at the right time, cervical cancer screening, blood pressure checks, checking your cholesterol, making sure that your ongoing chronic conditions are well controlled. This, my friends, is backed by science. This is smart care. So, when someone asks me to check them for everything, what I'm hearing is, Doc, I really want to take good care of myself, and I love that. But I just want to point that energy at the things that really matter, the things that are actually going to protect you, and not just a giant net that's going to catch a lot of noise. I hope this helps. Now to question number 3. What supplement should I take? The supplement aisle is huge. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and every bottle is promising something: more energy, better immunity, longer life, you name it. And everyone, including myself sometimes, wants in. Why? Because it's easy. It's easier than eating healthy. It's easier than getting good sleep. It's easier than exercising. It's just easier, right? It's a nice promise. Just pop this pill and everything will be good. But here's the honest truth for most. Most healthy adults who are eating a healthy diet probably need very few, because your food is medicine. When researchers look at everyday vitamins and minerals that people take to prevent the big things like heart disease, cancer, dying sooner, most of them don't even move the needle. And if we're being honest, many of the supplements that are over the counter don't even have enough of the vitamins that they claim to contain. That's another episode on its own, but I digress. I know this can be deflating. We all want the pill to do something. But for generally healthy people, eating reasonably well, most of these are giving you just expensive reassurances and nothing else. So here's the part that I really want you to hear as well. Natural does not equate to being safe. There's a well-known example, for instance. You've probably heard of beta carotene. Think carotene, carrots. It's an antioxidant that is found in carrots or orange, the orange color. When it was studied, it was linked to a higher risk of lung cancer, especially in those who smoked. Imagine that. Now, I'm not saying that if you eat carrots, you're going to get lung cancer. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what the study showed. But the point that I'm trying to drive here is that more of a good thing actually turned out to be harmful. So no, supplements aren't automatically safe just because they're on a shelf, just because they have a promise. Now, that said, there are some supplements that really do matter, so I want us to talk about them. If you have a true deficiency, we need to treat it. For instance, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you probably need vitamin B12. Because without it, people develop neuropathies and other disorders. Many of us need vitamin D to support healthy bones and immunity. If you're pregnant, you have to be on folic acid to help prevent neural tube defects in the baby. What about fish oil? This is a very interesting one. Studies have not shown a benefit of decreasing heart disease in the general population from taking fish oil. But you know what did? Eating fish. It's wild. We need to follow the data. Is taking a random set of pills going to do a huge difference in your life? The answer for most is probably not, but for some, it may matter. So again, the answer is targeted selection, where the biggest bang for your buck matters. And remember, food is medicine, and more isn't better. Let's put it all together. For our 3 questions, can I stop my medication? Can I check everything? Or what supplement should I take? The common theme here is this: it depends. More is not always better. Good care isn't maximal. It's personal, it's targeted, and it's yours. So here's our SMART goal for the week. Remember, a SMART goal is a goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This week, of the 3 questions we discussed, I want you to pick one. Which one is most relevant to you? And reflect on it. So simple. Whether it's your blood pressure medication, whether it's the feeling of wanting to have everything in the world tested, or simply wondering which supplements to take, find a few minutes this week to reflect on it, write it down, and plan to discuss it at your next visit with your doctor. Let's make it smart. Specific. Select the question that most applies to you today. Measurable. The task of assessing and writing it down is either you did it or you didn't. Achievable. This can be done in literally 5 to 10 minutes. And I know we all have 5 to 10 minutes in our day. If you don't, come talk to me. We need to fix something. Relevant. This affects your overall health, and this is part of your plan to live a healthier and fuller life. Time bound, you're going to do this in 7 days. That's it. Done. All right. Today, we sat with 3 of the most common questions that I get in my clinic. Can I stop my blood pressure medicine? And we concluded that for most people, it's a long-term condition, and good numbers mean the treatment is working, not that you're cured. So for a few, coming off is possible, but only with a plan that's coordinated with your doctor and with close monitoring. Second thing, can I be checked for everything? We concluded that more testing isn't better, and you need the right screening matched with your age, your risk, the right stuff to protect you, and not just catch noise. Third, we answered, should I take certain supplements or what supplements should I take? And we concluded that for most healthy people, very few, maybe none. But the most important thing is that we're addressing deficiencies, and again, that it's specific and it has to be safe. 3 questions, 1 quiet answer that's running beneath them all. Health, real health, isn't about doing the most. It's about doing what's right for you, and that is what fuller living is all about. It's about being intentional. So let me ask you, which of these 3 questions have you asked before? Or which of them landed with you today? Please leave me a message in the comments or send me a DM at Fuller Living Coaching on Instagram. And if this episode gave you a little bit of clarity, please share it with your friends, your family. I believe that this is really going to make a difference in someone's life. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Until next time, let's get to fuller living. Well, fam, that wraps up another episode of Fuller Living, where we talk about health in a bite-sized, relatable, practical, and fun way. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress one small step at a time while remaining consistent. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with a friend who might need a little bit of inspiration, and leave me your 5-star review. And if you're in Dallas and looking for a new PCP, look me up at southwestfamilymed.com. I can't wait to meet you. Until next time, let's get to fuller living.